All right, you are back with Boss Moves Radio on FusionRadio.ca. Czar, the MC Playmaker, back with you. 10:08 Thursday, November 2nd. It was actually 16 degrees earlier today.
It was hot.
But it was pouring earlier in the day. I don't know if you saw.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was in the office. I was in meetings all day.
Fair.
So I was getting my... Actually, I wasn't getting my boss moves on. I was getting boss moved. Okay. But sometimes you got to learn before you can grow. And
Fair.
Yeah.
All right, so we got cool Praise or Blaze today.
Yeah, we got a couple of hot topics for y'all.
Praised or blazed.
Okay. So number one, Tyrese Gibson assures all his fans that he's actually okay following a very emotional custody battle video that he put up on Facebook. Yeah, it was, honestly, I saw it and I just felt so sad.
What was the video? I didn't see the video.
He was just crying over the fact over his custody battle that he's having with his ex-wife over his 10-year-old kid. I mean, there's been a lot of talk about it, and he's actually been in the news for everything except for his talents in both music and acting.
Yeah, he's been in the news a lot lately, and it's been like kind of negative stuff.
I mean, I think it's more things happening around him now, and he keeps going on Instagram and Facebook to deal with his problems.
Fair.
But I mean, everybody does it, so it's not. I'm not hating on him.
I don't do that anymore, though. That used to be a thing, though, when you tweet or like your MSN status would be like, pissed, don't message.
And everybody wants to know why you're pissed. Now nobody cares. It's like, my dude's mad.
It's like, yo, everyone's pissed.
Like, everybody's upset about something.
It's true.
But, yeah, no, what I think... Well, I'm praising the fact that he's crying over the custody. Like, he wants custody of his child. And... just the way black fatherhood has been portrayed just in the media, for us to have LeVar Ball, no matter how you feel about him.
LeVar Ball is big.
He's a father. Like, he cares about his children's success, okay? Dwayne Wade, also very big and was kind of outspoken about the custody battle and what he went through because he really wanted to be
in his kids' lives. Yeah.
And then he actually ended up having full custody of his children. And then same thing for Tyrese Gibson. I'm for fathers that want to be there. Like, you know what I mean? There's been too much bad things said about black fathers, and as a black man, and I just, as men in general, like, it's like, you guys are supposed to have custody, but whatever. It's not important. Like, it shouldn't. I feel like there's some weird connotation, like something seems awkward when a father is fighting for custody of his children. Like, it just seems like, why is he fighting?
I praise him as well.
Oh, no, I'm praising him. I can't... Any father or any parent that wants to be part of his children's life in an honest way, not to get back at the other person, is that. But the way the situation is kind of going, it's making it look like the woman in the situation, the estranged wife, is trying to keep them apart for some odd reason. And I'm never for that. No matter what the situation is, it's very rare for me to be against having both parents involved, only because, first of all, it took two people to make that child. Second of all,
you have a father who wants to be in the life.
You know, like, having involved parents is very big. Even if you have one, shout out to the single mothers, shout out to the single fathers. Same thing, like, it's important. Like, I was lucky enough to live in a 2-parent household, and I know how fortunate I am to have that. Like, being a stable two-parent household, mom and dad, my parents are ride or dies. So they're ride or dies for each other. So I know I'm lucky in that sense, but like, I want him to be part of his child's life. I don't even know the whole situation, but just have them together. Like, you know, just at least let them, you know, be. I'm not saying
let them co-parent.
Yeah, let people co-parent. You guys had this child. You guys got married. You guys had all these things together. Let them co-parent for the rest of your life. Like, be responsible.
That's really quality.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the next on Praise and Blaze?
Okay. Humans didn't outsmart the Neanderthals. We just outlasted them.
Okay, I'm gonna need a little more context on this.
Now,
finding.
Apparently, according to the Washington Post, in a study that was conducted by a few universities, actually, we were always told, or we've always kind of assumed that Homo sapiens bested everybody else, and that's why we are the only human race
type
left.
Animals. Yeah.
And no, we just outlasted them. There was no.
We just killed them.
Basically, there was a point where they were the dominant species, and then we just procreated more because it was easier for us to do so. That's it.
Okay, shout out to the humans. Shout out to our ancestors.
Shout out for winning.
Yeah, for winning. Now we're not Neanderthals. But yo, I hear Middle Easterns have like a percentage of Neanderthal in them.
Yeah, well, because that's where Neanderthals were more concentrated. I mean, different areas in the world are probably closer to whatever was
There before.
whatever race of human.
But yo,
was there
were
before.
Neanderthals and humans like mixing?
Kind of.
Could they have a kid, or would it be like a lion
did,
zebra?
From what I understand and from what I would pay attention in my anthropology class.
A lion and tiger.
Yeah, but ligers can't procreate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Was it like that, or was it like they could?
It's almost like mules too. Like they can't procreate, but because technically they're not meant to be together.
Yeah.
Apparently they could, and that's that's the reason why we have some of that DNA, and some of that DNA made us actually better. So,
how about the fallen angels?
Yeah, and the giants that were created because of the fallen angels mating with humans and things. Yeah, I didn't get best. I'm pretty sure my ancestors didn't swing an angel. I mean, we're Christ followers, but I know we didn't swing an angel. Not one of my ancestors. They're probably like, nah. Yeah. I think they're probably on that dark skin level. They're like, nah. I got my homegirl over here, or I got my homeboy over here. Let me just stay with my people.
Fair. All right. So I guess we're praising humans for that.
You know what? I'm just blazing the fact that we've always thought that we are just smarter than everybody else, because we are not faster or stronger than a lot of animals or a lot of other races.
I think we're smarter than every animal.
Yeah, we could have been smart, but like I think at that time we were just too close.
Primitive?
To really be thinking about outlasting people. I think we were just working better in communities. I mean, humans thrive better in communities.
We weren't really focused on technological advances or conveniences or
we were just trying to survive. We are just like now. We're just trying to survive.
We're just trying to survive, have sex with a nice ting, have a nice place to sleep.
We're just trying to
raise your kids.
Just have the basics.
Yeah, true.
Well, some of us. Corey Feldman names one of his alleged molesters. So Corey Feldman, did you hear about this?
He was a child actor, right? That was molested. And I recently heard the Kevin Spacey thing, where Michael Rapp, who was a child star, reported that Kevin Spacey once tried to like seduce him when he was like 14 at like a Hollywood party, and he was like coming on to him in like pedophilic ways, and it led Kevin Spacey to issue a statement that he's living his life as a gay man now, and he's always been gay. And like I just noticed there's a lot more of these like sexual reports coming from Hollywood after the doors from the Weinstein case opened up everything, you know? I
mean, okay. It's good that people are coming out and people are denouncing what's happened, but I feel like the genuine feel about it kind of left, and it's more for publicity now.
It's like me too. I'm like, but like this needed to be said when it was happening, like for it to have that impact. Because the thing is, Corey Feldman was popular in the 80s. Think about the impact of him denouncing that in the 80s at the height of his prime. He couldn't, though, because he was at the height of his prime. He wants to keep his momentum going. He wants to get hired. And you know how these executives work in Hollywood. They're very political, very
but it was
powerful.
But it was actor versus actor. It wouldn't have been producer versus actor.
But still, if you're accusing an actor that's higher than you,
okay,
on the social scale of something, you can get blackballed in a heartbeat. People won't even remember your name next day. But
people don't remember Corey Feldman's name. So
I didn't even know him until I heard about this.
No, I knew who he was, but I don't remember. I think it shows like Corey and Corey. I don't remember. The only Corey I remember.
Corey in the House, Kyle Macy.
Nah. Corey and Topanga. Boy Meets World. That's my Corey. I love Corey
Ben
Macy.
Savage.
I forgot. Ben Savage. I actually love Corey in the House as well. Corey in the House actually taught young black boys, get your money. Secure the bag. But back on topic, just for the Corey Feldman, I praise him because now he's apparently going to announce all of his molesters one by one, but it's only going to be if he gets $10 million to make a movie about child abuse. But I'm like, if you're gonna make a movie about child abuse, right? Mm-hmm. And you're really for it to help people, why are you kind of like blackmailing people? towards having because
he's using it. This is a clear career move.
I feel
Corey
this is a career move more than anything, and now I feel like he's riding the wave more than I'm not again. Like he did, if he got molested, no question about it. That's what he's saying. I'm all for it. Then denounce your molesters, and then be like, and use it as a platform to then make that career move. Don't just
use it to make the career move.
You know what I mean? Just you can use it as a little bounce, like because believe me, as much as Hollywood exists, like Netflix will probably fund him. Netflix will find them. GoFundMe pages will give him money, especially if it denounces people and the real like high end people. People will feel bad for him and will give him that praise he's looking for or that career jump that he's looking for. I'm not against. I'm praising him for denouncing, but I'm blazing him for using it as a career move because there are people who are actually being hurt out here, and we need to help the people who are being hurt.
Okay, fair.
I'm for the denouncement, just against why it's being denounced. That's just the thing that I think is kind of upsetting. I understand he's been through his own pain and hurt, but at the same time, like you're trying to help other people who've been hurt as well. So you have to be 100. You can't just be using it for other things. This is what I think is kind of being upsetting because now I just feel like everybody's just pointing the finger in this hole. Everybody's just like shooting shots, like everybody's just trying to dodge bullets. Like it's becoming a whole thing. And I'm like, honestly, Harvey Weinstein is obviously going through what he's going through. And it's cool that other people are being denounced, but are you denouncing them because it's popular or are you denouncing them
because it's genuine?
Because you're being genuine. And a lot of these are different. Like now you're hearing like the difference between the molester, the rapist, or the person, and then the person you did. Now there's like 4 or 5 different accounts for every single case. And now it's becoming very hard to track, guys.
Yeah.
And you know why? Because these cases are very old. People's memories change. People grow up. People change. It's different when people can really look at where your alibi was and everything. Like, you're actually making it harder for the police and for people to do the investigation to really get people to help. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're making your lives harder.
To administer justice because you're waiting so long. Yeah,
and you see, the thing is, it's different in the case of a normal person, but in the case of a celebrity, where I understand the career move and I get that, and I do remember the spot in the heart where I place myself, but I do understand that, like, you're also a celebrity, you do also have a platform, and especially in the 80s and 90s, I think it would have actually been easier because you would have just dealt with the normal media. You wouldn't have dealt with social media.
It's true, but now...
Because social media is...
But social media is helping the cause because...
It's helping, but just as much as it's attacking the cause of people who might be, like... You might have been a champion for people, and then the next day it's just like, well, he looked at me weird at a party, and now it's like, oh my gosh. So it's very complicated.
Okay, fair. So we're blazing the fact that he's trying to use this as a career move.
Oh, definitely blazing that.
We're praising the search for justice.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. What's the next one you got on Praise or Blaze?
The GOP just released their income plan. And they actually dropped Steph Curry's name on the reform bill. And they basically they said it's to make sure that everybody gets taxed equally and fairly from everybody, and literally wrote it on the bill, from everybody from Steph Curry all the way to like Steve's repair shop. And like Steph Curry kind of responded as if like I'm being compared to a corporation or a small business. Like, in what way? Like,
well, in terms of his earnings, he is a small business.
No, he is. Like, I mean, there's the branding and stuff like that, but like that's money he's making off the business deals and the deals he's making. Like there's a difference between definitely Steph Curry the brand, or LeBron James the brand, or anybody, Michael Jordan the brand.
Any kind of money you make in virtue of being a citizen of that country is like responsible to be paid for through taxes. You know what I'm saying? It will be taxed income.
Yeah, I understand. It's like, and you said it, but my problem where I'm blazing them is why did you pick Steph Curry?
I'd say he picked Steph Curry because, one, he's relevant.
No, listen, Trump is a billionaire. Why don't you name Trump? Why don't you name Bill Gates?
Because they're not as celebrified as Steph
listen.
Curry.
There's people who are richer and people who are more celebrified than Steph Curry. Why don't you pick The Rock, who's for the last 2 years?
Why not pick Steph Curry?
No. You know why? I'm not. The Rock is actually a back name. Why do you pick Mark Wahlberg? But I'm just saying, why would you pick a very successful black person and not a very successful white person who's making more money? Why'd you pick Bill Gates? Because I'm sure he's skating up a few taxes. Like, I'm not saying he's not paying his taxes, but I'm just saying...
It was actually written on the legislation and said Steph Curry.
Yeah, like, word for word, we can read it right now. Like, that's how wild... Like,
I mean, because, one whole thing is going to be like, well, why'd you pick a white name? Why didn't you pick a black name?
No, but you know the reason why... And then when you pick a black
name, it's, well, why'd you pick a black name? Why didn't you pick a regular white name? Why didn't you pick Bill Gates? Like, it's not that serious.
No, but I understand what you mean by
maybe he just sending shots on some like childish-ish because him and Steph had their little Twitter thing.
Yeah, I get that, and that's even worse because you're blazing. Now you're just attacking somebody just to attack somebody on a bill.
He's not really attacking him. He's just saying to everyone.
Yeah, but why did you put your name on? You are the president of the United States. You are a billionaire.
Yeah, but he doesn't have assets now that he's the president. Well, actually, yeah, he does.
Yeah. He's still
champagne upbeat with the false info.
No, but he's literally he didn't even put his entire company in a blind trust. Normally that's what they do, but he chose not to. You are actually the person that we should be looking at his taxes the most because you're a billionaire. You're the president of the United States. You know exactly what you're doing.
I mean,
you picked Steph Curry.
I'd rather him not say a
vendetta.
name. He shouldn't have said any name.
He shouldn't have said any name.
That's like not professional
at all.
So
and it was the whole GOP, so it was the entire Republican Party. You knew what you were doing. Now you're looking for beef because like some people are upset. Some people in the black community are upset. Some people in just the community are upset because why are you bringing up a name? Like other people's names have never been relevant in the government unless you're Ben Franklin.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's pretty childish.
It is childish. And this is the type of government we are all currently under. A very childish.
We're not under it, though. Americans are under it.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about our guys.
We got Trudeau, man. It's not the same game.
Well, okay. Beautiful segue again. Look at you with the segue.
No, I do.
But Trudeau, in politicking, Trudeau actually wore a Superman suit. Well, not a Superman suit, but dressed as Clark Kent turning into Superman for Halloween. How do you feel about that?
I don't feel any way about it. He dressed up as Superman for Halloween.
No, I feel this is a little bit how he feels about himself, or how he wants other people to see himself, or how Canadians feel about Trudeau.
I mean, yeah, maybe it's symbolic in that sense where he's here to save the day. He's like low key, but I don't know, man. I don't think he really wore it on some political statement.
No, I don't think it was necessarily a political statement, but in the world we're living in, everything is a political statement.
Not necessarily. We make it, but like, is it really? Are we overanalyzing the situation? Like, can it be just as simple as this guy just had Superman suit for Halloween? Like, I was a pirate this year for Halloween. Like, are people gonna be like, yo, is this how George really feels? Like, is George really out here?
Yeah,
being
but
a pirate?
You see, the thing is with him. I mean, he is very much an image person.
Yeah, and he's being watched all the time.
Yeah, and he's an image person, and like he's a very good looking young man. Well, young man, he's older than me, but he's a very good
prime minister. Yeah,
he's prime minister of Canada. He's in a position of power. He's a white male. He was somewhat privileged, and and he comes in with very liberalist ideas. Young people love him, and Superman is always seen as a Christ-like figure. Superman is justice in the American way, and his father actually was Minister of Justice and segregation between people's private lives and politics and stuff like that. So like, there's a lot of truth and justice in the way he's kind of been representative, and a lot of people think Trudeau is kind of a savior, and no matter what issue, he's going to find a way. Not only is he a politician, he's a prime minister. There's so much he can do because I do understand he is trying to save the day. There's a lot of last-minute buzzer beaters he's trying to shoot, especially with NAFTA and the other pickings. I feel it was a little bit political, a little bit.
Maybe, but
because I think that's kind of the way he wants to be seen because his father's legacy is huge. Like, if you really think about prime ministers in Canada, like that you can name, there's only maybe a few people can really name.
Okay, I could see like, okay, maybe he sees himself as the Superman of Canadian politics, and oftentimes with celebrities or politicians, we kind of hold them to a different pedestal than we hold regular citizens.
Which I'm upset about. I don't care about my politicians' sexual dominance. I do not care unless it's like illegal. If it's illegal, you shouldn't be doing it. Go to jail. Do what you need to do.
Yeah.
But if you're cheating on your wife or you're doing anything else, I can understand what it means by your character. But okay, I'm gonna put it very simply. Just because, let's say your manager or your workplace colleague cheats on his wife, does it matter to you?
No, it's not my business.
But why does he? He's doing his job.
But that's because he is our business. Like, technically, he works for us.
No, I understand.
In a funny way.
No, I understand he works for us. But at the same time, is he not allowed to have a private life that is private, that is respected according to lead it the way he wants to lead it?
He's allowed, but it's not realistic to expect a media which is focused on feeding us information, whether it's good or bad, to stay out of a person in the spotlight's personal life.
I feel,
it comes with the territory.
No, I feel it's because we don't even care as much about politics or about what people stand for, as long as we get juicy details about their personal lives. Because I know a lot about the Kardashians' personal lives, but I have no idea what they stand for.
Well, they're not. They don't stand for anything. They're entertainers.
But isn't that a little bit of an issue? Because you are creating a foundation for how a lot of women will see themselves in self-image.
I know, but they're more like, are they responsible for how other people perceive them? Like, is Justin Trudeau responsible for him wearing a Superman suit?
But he's responsible for wearing the suit because he
that led us to think, okay, maybe this is how he sees himself,
or maybe the way he wants to be seen. I mean, everything is a political move. That's part of the reason why I dress well.
We just overanalyze celebrity lives because
it's easy.
It's easy and it's reported. There's more access to the information. So it's easy to speculate, but maybe it was just so simple as this guy just threw on a Superman suit because that's how he was feeling that day. Like, but not that he's like, yo, this is a statement about my political impact. It could have been, but I don't feel like it necessarily is just because he's the prime minister. Like, at the end of the day, these are normal people too, to an extent.
To an extent. Because I mean, money and fame. Do you feel that it changes somebody?
100%. 100%. Money changes me even when I get like small amounts of money. Like, if I'm broke and I get $40, like, I'm a little different. You know? So it's like 100% money like changes your behavior. Money can change who you hang around with. Fame can change how you perceive yourself, your self-confidence, your ego, how you receive other people below you. So I don't think anyone can get money, fortune, or fame without changing, because money and fortune is something that's being added into your life. You didn't grow up with that, so you would have to change. You would have to adjust to it.
Yeah, because, I mean, the Alizé that was good for you for Friday night is no longer good for you. You need that Pinot Grigio. Actually, no. Now you need the Ace of Spades. Now you need... I get what you mean in that sense, but I mean just the character of that person.
I know. I think it changes the character as well, even though maybe you have a good core family or like core people that kind of keep you sane, keep you in check. Like, naturally, if you have more money, you have more options. And if you have more options, you have more choices. So you're obviously going to make...
You're the same thing.
Not necessarily. Okay. Choices are what you do. Options are what you can do.
Ooh, you know what I'm saying? What a bar!
You know what I'm saying? But my boy Gabriel says money doesn't change you. It exposes what's already inside. Perhaps, you know what I'm saying? Maybe Jay-Z was always this guy that he was meant to be. It just money gave him access to it.
Yeah. And I feel like I get you on that wave. Like, if I'm
shout out to Gabriel Broderick.
Yeah, if I'm gonna glow up and I'm gonna grow, I feel like, and with money, and I can do my boss moves and stuff. It's like I will become closer to the person I would want to be. Like,
but it also could lead you to things that maybe you didn't want to be originally, but now that you have money, you can do it. And you try to do. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it's easier to do wrong because the option and the choice is so there. Like, I feel like that's why when I like when people have sex scandals, like politicians or celebrities, I'm like, I kind of get why, because we're not tempted in the same way they're tempted. We expect them to be better people than we would be in these situations.
Yeah, when in reality, if we had access to the same things they did, who knows, we'd probably be worse.
Yeah, because like I was telling somebody, there's always a difference between you going from one day a zero to then having everything you want in the world. Yeah. And that's why not a lot of child stars end up well, because it's like the pyramid of how their life was supposed to go kind of goes different. And a lot of athletes are kind of the same way. As in, like, you get all of your money at 26 and between 26 and 30. You'll make the most money somebody should normally make. Like, you'll make millions, you'll have all the fame, all the power. While comparatively, let's say, to a normal person, they get the most amount of money in their 50s. They paid off most of the mortgage. They've had a few kids. They've gone through the whole normal.
It's a different path, yeah.
It's a different path. And then now it's just both people have to start learning how to manage that peak differently. And it demands more maturity to be a celebrity and to do it well. That's why I praise LeBron James in a way, because he hasn't had a lot of scandals. People are more mad about him about losing finals and what team he went to than people are mad about any sex scandals. Comparatively, he could have had sex scandals, political scandals, done terrible things. Nothing. You know, think about it. And he's been popping since the age of 15.
Yeah, he handled himself well.
I name a celebrity that's been good for 15, 20 years on scandals.
The Rock.
Yeah. He hasn't been, but he's only, like, I'm a huge fan of The Rock. Everybody who knows me will tell you that. I love The Rock. But The Rock's really been popping in, like, mainstream culture for maybe 5 years.
No, everyone been knowing The Rock, but in terms of him being the biggest movie star
on the planet, like, there's a difference between The Rock. Oh, you wrestle. And The Rock.
Starring The Rock.
Like, the only reason why you're watching the movie is because The Rock is on it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a different life. That's a different wavelength. He's always been popular, but now you're the most popular kid on the block. Like, I even tell anybody who's popular in high school, it kind of gives you a little oomph. That's what I was telling somebody. People care about if you're in a relationship in high school, whether or not you're in a relationship, or what clothes you're wearing, or
who you're talking to, who your friend group is,
what grades you're getting. Like,
do you have a car?
Like, all that stuff matters, weirdly enough, when you're popular in high school. A little bit. Like, people don't really think about it, but when you think back onto high school, you're like, oh, okay. Like, and even the way you saw people according to what they had and or according to what they did. Yeah, but I mean, it depends. If you moved to kind of beat of your own drum, I mean, it could end up well for you or bad for you. Did you say you were a popular kid in high school?
I was popular in the sense where I knew everyone, but I wasn't part of, like, this certain crew that was the most, like, had the most clout. I just was kind of cool with everyone, kind of floated around. So I'd say I was popular in the sense where I was a social kid, but I wasn't like, yo, there's George, like.
Black guys in Oshawa, so it was kind of hard not to stand out, and most of my friends were like 6'2", 6'3".
So were you guys, like, automatically popular in virtue of you guys being the only black guys in this white high school?
Like, I don't even remember really getting, like, we got invited to parties, and I would get invited to parties, but it's not that I really forced myself to go. Like, oh no, this dude had a party. I'm like, okay, whatever. And I was just, like, it's weird because I'm a stay-at-home kid until, like, I have to make moves.
Okay, fair.
And, like, even to this day, I don't make moves unless there's two reasons. Unless there's, like,
women or food?
Nah.
Oh.
Women on occasion, maybe.
Yes.
Have a nice, classy date.
Fair, yes. Very Christian, God-fearing date.
Oh, no. If you have a hot date, you have a hot date, okay? God knows. Okay? But, and then, like, I don't leave my house unless I have two reasons to leave my house. Okay, like, other than, like,
what are those two reasons?
No, but I'm not, like, it could change. Like, it could be like, oh, I'm gonna meet up with George and we'll do stuff for Boss Moves, and okay, I have a date. Or I'll meet up with George for Boss Moves and there's a friend's birthday party. Like, I'll do that. I'll try and bundle things together, because if I want to leave my house all the way in Bucktooth, Norway,
you're accomplishing as much as you can. Okay, fair.
Okay, and that's a boss move, because you can't just be wasting time and energy out here.
And gas.
And bus passes. Woo, fam. Like, it's just money. Like, and just as a person, you start learning how to do it better as you get older. Being a celebrity is just, I feel it's a lot tougher than we want it to be. But next, and actually there will be our second last segment.
All right.
Is Soundscape.
All right.
We got a few on here. So Jay-Z is apparently not selling out all of the arenas that he had for his 40/40 tour. There are even tickets being dropped as though for $6 in certain arenas.
That's disrespect. Jay-Z concert tickets for $6. That's cheap. I just had Haka food that was $11.50.
I'm actually a little. Oh, you had Haka without me, fam?
I was in the West. I was deep in the West. Shout out to my boy KG. He put me on this Haka spot. Pretty satisfying. I tried to eat it while I was driving, but I didn't feel safe, so I just kind of waited until I got back to UTSC.
Fam, Haka is beautiful.
Haka is really good.
Oh my gosh, I love.
Shout out to Haka food.
Haka food, just period.
What's the best Haka food spot? Comment in the section below.
Yeah, let me know. I love Haka. I'm always looking for new hot spots to eat it. I love Haka. Haka noodles are my thing. I really do. Okay. But Jay-Z,
yes, not selling out his tour.
Yeah, like he's not like certain places, the rougher places. It's not like Philadelphia or New York. Like I could probably, like DJ Academic said it, like he could probably sell out Barclays 10 times over, 10 straight nights, no question, right? But like tougher places like Anaheim, like even in Toronto, the tickets were pretty cheap. Like the cheapest ticket you get is $48. And I'm like, for Jay-Z? Like, now it kind of makes you not want to go see the show. Like, I'm like...
But I don't know, man. Like, if you're a hip-hop fan, like, you still want to see Jay-Z. He's still Jay-Z, even though he's not, like, young anymore. And he's, obviously his energy and his performance are affected by age, but you're seeing a legend. That's something you can tell your kids. Like, I saw Jay-Z in concert.
I feel like I'd tell my kids, I'd be like, hey, I got to see one of the GOATs. One of the greatest of all time, doing what he did. It's like almost anybody who got to see Michael Jordan play.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I can tell my kids, I saw Kobe play for most of his career. You know,
me too. I've been to a game where Kobe Bryant scored a game winner on us.
Wow,
low key.
Wow. You see, exactly stuff like that is like
stories for your grandkids.
Yeah, stories for your grandkids. Like my grandfather has the craziest stories. Like from having tickets to the Muhammad Ali and Frazier fights in Zaire, from meeting world leaders, from like Bill Clinton, Condoleezza Rice, like tons of people. Like my grandfather is actually one of the coolest OGs ever. Shout out to Kuka. Oh, he might understand some of it because he knows about the show. So yeah, we technically have listeners in Africa. Look at us being international.
A global Boss Moves Radio International.
International. Let's hit it. But like. Those are memories that are important. So, like, the fact that these Jay-Z tickets are cheap, I just feel people should just take these tickets, watch it before he retires. Because if he says, I'm out, I'm out. Like, you know what I mean?
Shout out to my...
He doesn't even need the money. Like,
Yeah. Shout out to my boy KG, whose uncle knew Rick James.
Ooh, Rick James. Rick James is actually... First of all, Rick James is actually always a fantastic Halloween costume. Second of all, Rick James is just cool. Period.
Yeah, Rick James is Rick James fan.
Rick James. You know who I would have loved? There's like maybe 2 or 3 guys I would love to meet. There's a few guys that were there, if they're dead, that I would love to meet. James Brown. Okay. No question. Greatest entertainer ever. Only because he had no voice and his barely had lyrics to his song, but could entertain a crowd for hours. Think about it. When you really think about it,
he could sing though. What do you mean he had no voice?
Like you wouldn't say he can sing.
Do you remember when he on Ed Rocky? I think it was the 3rd or 4th Rocky, he like performed before Drago killed who was that guy?
Living in America. Woo. Fam, y'all messing with my boy. Jeez. I love you. Fam, the Godfather soul.
Fam, what are we saying about this freestyle though?
I'm good. I'm down.
All right, pull up an instrumental right now. Boss Moves Radio freestyle. My boy says, nah, that's blasphemy. James Brown's a GOAT.
He is a GOAT.
But you're saying he doesn't have a good voice.
No, I'm not saying he's the greatest entertainer of all time. It's between him and Michael. There's no question.
Apollo Creed is the guy from Rocky's name?
Yeah. Apollo Creed. That's what you were looking for?
We got fact check right here.
No, Apollo Creed. Apollo Creed is I knew that.
I swear he played in the actor himself played in the CFL. Before he became an actor. So shout out to the CFL for producing great actors.
Oh, I mean, they produced The Rock technically.
CFL?
Yeah. He played in the CFL.
What? I did not know that.
Yeah, no, he was out here in Canada.
Feel free to write us at
Yeah, Boss Moves Radio at gmail.com.
Boss Moves Radio.
We're Boss Moves Radio across the board, Twitter, everything. So we'll have pictures up, we'll have everything up, and you'll see us. You'll see your boys in action.
Stay tuned. Thank you for tuning in to Boss Moves Radio, Borough Sound, FusionRadio.ca.